I want to say the last episode that I put, dude, you have this line where you're like, syndication time. I was like, oh my God, that's the best.
Syndication time.
Time. I really like snap, boy.
See a syndicated show in no time.
Your voice like raises.
Did something happen? Did something happen? Did we get?
No,
okay,
I that's a meme. Syndication time. This is like Travis, like a little kid.
I have zero knowledge of what syndication even means, but it sounded really good with this.
I mean, when someone calls you up and they're like, I want to pay you. You keep putting it on ARMTV, but then I want to pay you I put it on 50 other channels around the world. That's syndication.
Yeah. That's perfect. That's
multiplication.
That's what I wanted it to mean. That's what I wanted it to mean.
Okay, so really important. I want to talk about HHK20. Do you know who this bitch is?
HHK20.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is she being personal?
I have a special shout out to this little bitch talking shit on our channel.
Is this a girl or a guy?
I don't know who it is. I don't know who it is.
Okay,
it's on your channel. So this guy comes on and he says, I don't know what's considered entertainment, but I can't believe anyone would upvote this, like our show. And I'm like, okay, you could critique the show, but to say we don't even deserve one upvote, you're essentially saying that not even our moms should upvote our show. And I'm like, we're both married with kids. We're both married with kids. We're locked in. We're locked in for 10 upvotes as soon as we fucking post it. Yeah, at least 10 upvotes.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I say to this guy, this must be over your head. You have to be at least a novice to appreciate what it is we're talking about.
Please tell me you didn't comment.
Yeah, I commented.
But you used ARMTV and Gary Roberts to comment. You did not.
No. I commented.
You didn't go with the beast.
No. Now I wouldn't.
Because the beast does not talk to his fans like that.
I would not draw you into that kind of drama. But I would like to make a point. The point is, he basically said, "Hey man, as long as you put your ass out there in the public, that you should be able to take criticism, and you're a little bitch because you can't take critiquing." And what?
That's one of the reasons I don't comment, because I'm not a little bitch that would not be able to handle some criticism. So I'm just saying, 1-to-1. He got you there. He got you on that comment.
My point is I'm calling the rest of the internet may be like that, but on this channel, this is an arm wrestling channel. If arm wrestling is growing as a sport, you don't rate to say one word if you couldn't beat, let's say, me arm wrestling. I haven't arm wrestled on a table officially. We're ready to go in 7 years.
Gary,
if you can't beat me, shut your pie hole. Shut your pie hole.
We got a 50% chance this guy will smoke you.
No, I don't.
Are you crazy?
I will put money. This little bitch, Triple H K20. You give me your name and location, I will get on an airplane, and I got money that you're a bitch that I could bitch slap. I got money. Let's do it. Put your comments. Give me your information. I'm going to create a show out of it. I get content. Even if I lose, I get content. But I want to know who your bitch ass is, because you know we deserve at least, like Travis said, at least 10 upvotes, at least for our family and immediate family. To say we don't deserve one upvote, you're full of shit.
Hey, can we make sure this episode goes on ARMTV and not Travis Bagent Unfiltered? That's crazy.
Listen,
I don't know if Gary can beat this guy. Hey, listen,
I'll beat his ass.
What if it's a chick? I still don't even feel comfortable putting up the channel as collateral. You're telling me if this guy beats you, he gets your YouTube channel?
No.
Yeah, no, let's fucking put it out there. You're calling about all this bitch this and bitch that. So here it is.
You don't know.
This guy is banned from YouTube for life, or he receives your YouTube channel. That's the bet.
I would never. No. I would never make that kind of bet. Anyway, to close the thought.
All right, he can have my YouTube channel. He can have my YouTube channel if he beats you.
This guy, he just posted on your episode that's going up tonight on your channel. He just posted, Gary Roberts is a wannabe comedian, desperate, basically called me a loser.
I read that. Hey, bro. And I was thinking, I was like, oh, man. Like, not that I think that Gary is any of that. I think that Gary knows what that person looks like, and if he's getting categorized as that person that was in there, he might be, he might be a little bit angry about it. I did read that.
Here's the fact. For anyone out there, okay, arm wrestling has their legends, has their champions, has their arm wrestlers. But here's the fact, and I call out all you bitches out there who want to be in the sport of arm wrestling. You think you have what it takes to be in the sport of arm wrestling? You're like one of the growing fan members. If you want to be in the sport of arm wrestling, you've never actually gripped up with anyone, you should probably come through me first. Because if I can beat you, if I am calling out right now, Gary Roberts of ARMTV, am the gatekeeper to the new arm wrestler.
Let's just put it out there and say that you can't have an internet presence of any sort of negative, judgmental fashion unless you have entered the kingdom. And to get through that kingdom, you have and must come through one Gary Roberts.
Yeah, I'm launching a separate show where I come to you, you message, I'm a new arm wrestler, I want to be on the show. I will get on an airplane, I will come to you, and we will see. I will bring a couple buddies, let's say A, B, C, D, E, F arm wrestlers. I'll find out what city you're in. Let's say you're Los Angeles. I'm the F guy. You go through me first. If you beat me, then you got to arm wrestle, blah, 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 up to, let's say, you know, in Los Angeles.
The local guy in the area. I got
the local guy in the area. And then we tell you at the end of the show whether you have a shot, kind of what you need to do, and that'd be episode 1. That's my new show. That's going to happen. If you want to be on this show, if you think you can be an arm wrestler, you got to come through me first, the gatekeeper, Gary Roberts. I will bitch slap you. Bam.
Gary's good. Hey, Gary, you got skills now. You're going to be outside on those guys' hands. I wonder how many arms you might break.
Well, see, that's the thing. So I was watching Jujimufu.
You can't beat Juju. You can't beat Juju.
No, his first match, he was very susceptible to a top roll. I watched a guy like that, if he doesn't know how to arm wrestle and no one's taught him, I'll sneak in there and steal your hand. If no one's taught you.
Yeah, it's going to be, you ain't bad. You
can have arms, like, I don't care how big your arms are. If no one's taught you how to arm wrestle, Gary Roberts will steal your fingers. I'll bend that shit back. I'm not saying, what's his name? Jujimufu?
Jujimufu.
Is that his real name?
Oh, I don't know.
Anyways, when that guy first came in the sport, he's like the perfect guy. I would have loved to arm wrestle because
and he would have did such a good job putting on the show too. He's a stud.
So anyways, I've watched and I know he's learning what he's doing now, but I'm talking about like his first video. Anyways,
maybe you should take on Paul Italia for your first match.
He probably has enough experience that he's figured it out. Right?
He's a little guy, man.
Is he?
180.
Oh, 180. Oh, man, he looks so much bigger.
Yeah, you might be all over his hair.
Anyways, the gatekeeper is back to training. If you want to challenge, you call me up. You have to be interesting for TV, you know. Okay, bam.
I do want to say that on this Saturday, I have 2 clients coming to do my $500 daily seminar. So starts at 9 in the morning. It's over about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, all day with the Beast. It's $500. You can split the cost with up to 2 other people. So if anybody out there wants to come to Charlestown, we'd love to have you.
And that's, they just have to schedule any weekend?
All they got to do is hit us up on YouTube. They can hit Travis Bagent 1 at Gmail. I have had about 10 guys calling about the offer to find them a club. So we have successfully so far hooked up about 10 different guys across the country that are, and 2 new guys actually went to Dan Mosier's for practice this Saturday and got to meet Michael Todd and all the great guys.
Okay, let's get, now Cooper Tires, let's get back on the story.
So week 3, I get introduced to Rockwell. Informal meeting, don't give them a lot of love, don't show up to the booth. Show up week 4 to Dallas, Texas, outside event, 150 degrees. I got a few of my buddies there. We get there, we can't get in. Cooper Tire guy comes, says, hey, here's some passes. Just give them back to me. And I got a funny story for you. Your name came up in the corporate meeting the other day. We want to try to get you for next year's Supercross. Now, I know that I don't even have a job here in 19 weeks. So now it looks like week 4 of this thing, I landed my gig for next year. And the good thing about that is not only did I land it, but I gave them a price that's even higher than the $3,000 I'm doing these events for, right? So let's add it up. What's 4,500 times 19?
I have no idea. Hi,
It's
sir.
$90,000 minus 45. What is that? That is $86,500. $86,500 to work 19 events for Cooper Tires next year.
And then you had a contract?
No contract, just a little written little thing. This is just me and him talking, right? So, but makes my heart feel better, right? So I immediately slide on over to the booth, start working. Todd Hutchings is there. I say, Todd, let's break a fucking record today. He's like, what do you mean? I said, let's get more of these fucking things signed than we have before, because you had to sign a release form if you wanted to participate. I said, you stay up there because you're small. You will get more people trying than normal.
Yeah.
So
now, was Todd Hutchings there randomly? Or
no,
there
Todd Hutchings is brought there by the WAL. Each event, they brought 3 or 4 studs in and about 15 regular guys. And now
hold on. Yeah. I'm gonna look at, okay, we're not into the Cooper Tires. We're still with
we're still with Monster. We're still with Wall, and we're in week 4.
And the Cooper Tires idea would not involve Wall.
No Wall. Just Travis Bagent. Travis Bagent so Enterprises. Right?
Because your Wall thing was ending, you're branching out.
Not only even that, you could tell there wasn't no Wall going on over at Monster. There was one person, and it was me.
Yeah.
Like, no one cared about anything else except me, that sledgehammer, flipping that bumper plate. That was it.
Your little skit had nothing tied to Wall. It was like the Travis Bagent show.
The fact is that to the outside looking in, they wouldn't care who I was working for. I was a person on the mic that was killing it, right?
You were the talent. Brand did not matter.
And I'm also telling them I'm the super heavyweight champ of the world. What?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not just talking shit on this microphone. If anybody really wants me, well, by God, come over here.
Yeah.
Right now. Right? So, and not to toot my own horn, but a lot of people that are walking around the crowd already know who I am because of previous shows, whether it's ESPN, Pulling John, History Channel, just all over it.
So what week in the 19 is this one with
this is week 4.
With Toddzilla?
Week 4, Dallas, Texas, week 4.
Okay.
I walk in, it's super hot. We're working for a couple hours, and look who I see over there, the Rockwell guys again. But this time they're deep. They got about 8, 9 people with them, right? The boss has already brought over all of his people. because he wants all of his people to say, this is the motherfucker right here.
Wait, hold on. You're telling me you're week 4 in your gig with Wall.
Week three, I get the love in Phoenix.
So week 4, they come over.
They come back over, and it's an outdoor event this time. And it's hot as shit in Dallas.
Are you nervous?
Nervous? I'm already week 3. I done killed this thing. Now I got the skit down. I'm killing it, right? So now I got Todd Hutchings with me, and I'm like, ladies and gentlemen.
Hold on. But that's a lot of pressure. If you impress these guys, that's a whole nother year's contract, a whole nother 19 shows. None of that
Imagine
pressure.
the swag that I have after just speaking with the Cooper Tire guy 3 hours before that. I done called my wife. Said, babe, we good.
Dude, you're a stud. You're okay,
babe, we good, babe. Look, now I know I'm the man, right? I got the microphone. Ladies and gentlemen, for the last 3 weeks, we have offered a $20,000 prize. And then I see on the left, I see my Rockwell guys.
Oh, right? My God.
I said, but today and only today, we've got the middleweight champion of the world is in the house, weighing in at a soaking wet 201 pounds. And he is taking on all comers. He's not going to switch. He's not going to rotate out. If you qualify by lifting this sledgehammer or cracking this bumper plate, you can win $50,000 right here at that.
Oh my God!
Right, I got the monster people looking around. Everybody's tripping, right? I said, and only for the next hour, if you are unsuccessful during the hammer or the bumper plate, you can still arm wrestle the super heavyweight champ if you beat him. And I grabbed the Rockwell sunglasses off the guy. I said, you can go immediately right to the Rockwell booth and pick out any pair of sunglasses at the booth.
No, you didn't.
I didn't ask nothing.
No, you didn't. Oh, you did like a cross promotion right there.
Immediately, the monster people come over and says, hey, you can't introduce any other brand. I'm like, of course. Minor mistake. I knew it was going to happen. Minor mistake. But listen,
bro.
Hey, the damage had already been done.
Hold on. Your balls are so big, bro.
And this story leads into another awesome story, including Rob Vigent Jr. and Todd Hutchings, okay? So remember that in the background.
You remember that for the next episode.
Yes.
Yeah, you cut it off right there.
Perfect. So I do that. At the end of after that, the guy says, hey, tell the arm wrestling guy, because Todd starts killing everybody. He did it all day. He was amazing, right? I mean, he was such a good partner. I mean, he was a beast, and he did it for 6 hours, and we killed it that day. The guy came, he said, listen, as soon as you take your next break, bring your guy over and get him a watch, and you get yourself a watch. And I'm like, well, my man, I don't really need a watch, but do you have sunglasses over there, right? It's fucking bright as shit over here. I'll come get a pair of sunglasses. So we take a break at 4 p.m. Now, the thing ain't over till 6. At 4 p.m., we got a half-hour break. I said, hey, Todd, let's run over to this Rockwell booth and get some shit. So I get over there, and the guy says, hey, what kind of watch you want? I'm like, hey, man, I don't really wear watches, man. I love you, but I'm good. I said,
and are these watches, like, what value are they?
I have no idea. To me, the watch looks like it costs $50, right? But I don't know anything about watches. But there was a bunch of watches, including upgraded ones that were locked that looked like they had diamonds in them and shit damn near, right? You know what I mean? So it was like, and it was a skater kind of vibe. But, I'm an old redneck country guy. I ain't got no drip, no flyness at all, right? So I don't even wear watches or accessories. But they got belts. They got some cool shit over there, right? So I end up getting a pair of glasses. I look at them. They cost $89, which I think is expensive, right? So I put these $89 glasses on, and the guy says, "Hey, my man, they're girls' glasses. Man, give me those glasses. You want one of these?" And he gave me these ones, nice and wide. They were $112, right? And as soon as I saw the price tag, I'm like, "Oh, my man, I love you." And this is all part of my skit, right? I don't want no one to think that I'm that weirdo who wants to take your shit. I want you to give me all your shit, right? But you
got to repeat that because you cut out. You're what type of guy?
I'm not the type of guy that will just want you or to let you know all the stuff that I want from you. However, I will be so cool around you that you want to give me your best shit, right? So immediately when I see the price tag, I'm like, "Hey, my man, I love you, but I just need a $20 pair of glasses because I'm going to leave these at the Monster booth today." He's like, "Oh, no, man, you don't want to leave these. These are this and that." I'm like, "I don't want to leave them. I'm just telling you. If I don't leave them at the Monster booth, I'm going to leave them at McDonald's an hour later." He's like, "Oh, I understand, but we love you. So just wear them for the rest of the day here. And if you lose them, you lose them." And I'm like, "My man, I love you." Well, as I say I love you, I look over. Todd Hutchings is getting his watch sized.
Oh, my God.
So I said,
Nice.
"Todd," I
Nice.
said, what'd you get?" He says, "Oh, man, he went for the best one." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He said he went with the Perseverance watch made from some decathlon runner with no legs or some shit, right?
Yeah.
I said, "Well, how much is the watch?" He said, "Well, we sell this watch for $4,200. I said, "What?"
What? Oh, my.
Now, I done told the guy I didn't even want the $100 pair of glasses because I didn't want to be an asshole. I said, "Todd, what kind of person are you?" He's like, "They asked me which one I wanted. I told them I wanted the best one."
No.
So Todd leaves there with
Todd
$40,200.
don't know the skit. He don't know the skit.
Well, he knew the skit better than me. So he's got a $4,200 watch on, and he goes back to the Monster booth, and he starts arm wrestling again for the next 2 hours, right? It was awesome, right? So the boss then that night says, "Hey, here's 2 extra tickets to our mini suite to watch the race."
Which boss?
The Rockwell guy. The boss. After I only took the glasses, he wanted me to come to the upgraded seats.
Okay, hold on. Does Monster know at any point, or anybody there
Nobody knows
that you're being smoothed away?
Not at all. They don't know. Well, I will tell you this. The Cooper Tire guy earlier that morning said that when he was on the phone, the Supercross officials made it. They already knew that Monster would not be using me the next year because they had already signed a contract with the UFC to have these UFC fighters there the next year. So, maybe Monster.
So Monster got pushed out?
Not pushed out. No. Monster used the WL got pushed out for the UFC. So the Monster booth was all WAL branded. The next year it was UFC branded. The year after that it was WWE branded. They always do that every year, right? Because they're the big title sponsor. So big shit.
I mean, is that a diss on Wall that they got pushed out?
No, not at all. The UFC got pushed out the next year to WWE. Okay. It's just the way it is. Plus, I think the Wall got paid handsomely enough to pay me $3,000 per visit.
But at the end of the day, you're being picked off. So it's like money.
Well, and not even necessarily for Supercross. For Rockwell, they wanted to do a lot of big things. They're an event company, right? So they're like, Travis, will you come to the fight or to the races later and come to our booth? I'm like, yeah, no problem.
And just, there's so much going on. Cooper Tires and Rockwell, not related. Both
not related.
Smoozing, but they're both smoozing you.
All that Rockwell comes up week 3, tells me I'm the man, gives me some momentum. I walk into week 4 to Dallas. I get another big up from Cooper Tires telling me that they done had a meeting about trying to get me next year. Now, on week 4, after I'm really feeling swagalicious, Rockwell shows back up. I give them some love by giving them the sponsorship little mini. Then so 2 hours later, I go to the booth. I get a pair of glasses. Todd gets a $4,000 watch, right? We go back.
You had you already verbally agreed with Cooper Tires for the next year.
For Supercross.
Which is unrelated to Rockwell giving you product.
So exactly. Rockwell has not said anything about me working for them yet, only that I'm a bad dude. Now that I gave them they gave me the glasses and Todd the watch, now they want me to come to their booth at 7 o'clock to watch the races that night. So at 6 o'clock, my good friend Rusty Smith that lives in Dallas that works for 7-Eleven walks up, and he's got the executive from Monster Energy with him, because 7-Eleven and Monster are huge partners, right? I mean, there's only one partner bigger than 7-Eleven, and that's Walmart that sells Monster stuff. So my best friend is the liaison between Monster and 7-Eleven. So he walks up and says, "Hey, Trav, these mothers are asking me." I told them, they asked me if I knew you. I said, "Do I know him? That's my best friend from my hometown." They said, "No, it ain't. You don't know him."
Oh my God.
He gives me corporate Monster Energy 4 lanyards that I can go to the corporate party that is one step over from Jerry Jones's office at Dallas Stadium to come up and meet the Monster executives, because I've got the hottest booth. So what do? Immediately, I take one lanyard over to my man Fritz at Cooper Tires, and I say, "Hey, come to this little get together up there at the races." He looks at it and says, "How the fuck did you get to this?"
Dude, listen, man. We got, this is getting so good, but we got to pause this episode.
What?
Dude, we got to leave someone hang. Oh my God. Dude, we got to
get past Dallas. We got to get past Dallas, right? Can we at least get past Dallas?
How much more is
10 minutes?
Okay. Does anyone else in the sport match you on the ability to like network with people who have money?
And to impress, and to do so much impressing, and then impress even more when you ask me a question about how I impressed you.
Oh my God, this is okay. So go on.
All of a sudden now I am in. So I take one lanyard to Cooper Tire guy, say, "Hey, come to this party." He's like, "How'd you get this?" I'm like, "Just come and hang out." I go over to Rockwell.
Okay, hold on. So much is happening. So Rockwell invites you to something. Then you meet the 7-Eleven friend.
Rockwell gives me an upgraded little private party suite ticket, because they're a big sponsor too, right? So inside the stadium where the Supercross is happening, if you've got a big booth down at the pit, you also get a suite to watch the race.
So
right?
In that suite, Rockwell suite, you meet your friend at 7-Eleven.
No. When I go back to the Monster booth, and I've got 2 more hours of work after we get the watch and the glasses, right at the end of the night, about 5:30, here comes Rusty and the boss between 7-Eleven and Monster, right? They're buddies. And now that Monster guy has told Rusty about this arm wrestling guy that's over at the booth. Rusty's like, "That's why I'm here. I'm here to see my man Trav." He's like, "You don't know Travis." So now when I get there, they give me these 4 lanterns to come to the pimp, the head VIP party in the whole damn race that no one can get tickets to, right?
So you go to Rockwell with this?
Right. So Cooper Tires tries to come to me like they're the pimp, right, and court me. Then Rockwell tries to come to me and court me. I kind of just take a little pair of glasses, don't act like a pimp. And then I bring back to them something that they can't get.
No!
Yes.
What? Oh my God.
I'm talking about, right? So,
dude.
So.
Oh my Lord,
so
bro.
We get to the thing. We're all in there talking. Rockwell guy says, "Travis, what do we have to do to go to a new level?" I said, "Well, this is what I have to do. Come July 1st, I am going to be a free agent. That means that this thing is over in June, and at the end of June is the 2016 championships, and I can win $40,000 there. And I'm focused on winning this money. And I'm training hard, and I'm working hard. But when I'm done there, I am a free agent, and I'm looking for sponsors again to keep throwing National Arm Wrestling League tournaments."
Okay, remind me what year we're in, just to keep
this
us all.
This is 2016. The beginning of 2016 was the first Monster event at Supercross. And now we're 4 weeks in to that, so it's February 2016.
2016, you're going for those hammers back there?
Going for those, one of them's from 14, one of them's from 16 right here. Okay. But I went for both of the hammers, the left and the right-handed. 2016, end of June. This is February, right? Okay. So I up it at that booth right then and there. Rockwell says, Travis, whatever you want to do, we want to be involved. I said, no problem. So for the next 3 weeks, I work out this business plan where I can get watches and sunglasses and apparel from Rockwell and travel expenses plus $40,000 cash in order to run these events from July until the following June, and then throw the Rockwell championships at the end of June, right?
So arm wrestling events, not these skits?
Arm wrestling events, arm wrestling events. And also they would pay me $2,000 to work any event that was except for Supercross. I could work NASCAR events, IndyCar events. They do PBR. They do a bunch of events, right? So I would work those events only if I was in a town where we could pre-schedule so I could also run an arm wrestling tournament, right? I would also send these kits out to other guys and split the revenue with them. In other words, the exact same procedure that I was doing for the WAL before they decided not to do it again, which is also what I did before I started working with the WAL. I did that then. God. So I get all this lined up, right? It's like the greatest thing.
How in the world? You just got essentially let go from Wall, but they give you this little nugget that you planted into this whole other thing, bro.
100%. Now, note that I am the reigning left-handed champion, but Dave Chafee has beat me both the last 2 years of the WL right-handed thing, right? So it's not that I'm not the face of the WAL, but there's enough back talk from me that if I'm not the both hand champion, I'm not as valuable as I might try to act like I am, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I ended up, my father passes away at the end of February, right? I'm at the regionals in Dallas, Texas, and I'm about to arm wrestle, and I get the phone call. We knew he was sick. He passes away. I ended up arm wrestling Nick Zena about 20 minutes later. They said go, and Nick Zena's finger breaks. Snap. Right? And he's like, ah. And I was like, dude, that was Jerry Boyd just did that. He got you. Right? Yeah. So we chuckled about it.
This was on Neil Pickup's podcast.
Exactly. So then I go home, and now I've got about 11 more weeks of this Supercross. And now listen, one thing about working the Supercross events is I'm holding this sledgehammer, I'm flipping this bumper plate, and I'm arm wrestling hundreds of people.
So you're working out.
Killing it. Now my father passed away. During the week, I'm in the garage gym, got a picture of him. Maybe, you know, I'm thinking about maybe the things I didn't do that I probably should have did, the relationship, whether it was what it was supposed to be. So I'm grinding. I'm staring at him, pounding this side pressure, pounding it. We get to the championships. Rockwell sends 2 other sponsors that they want to bring in for next year. Not them, but they got this big company from Australia and also this company out of Southern California. They're all 3 there to watch me perform the 2016 championships, right?
So the championships of the events you had set up?
No, the championships, the Wall championships.
So right? You had other sponsors come into Wall.
Well, they're just coming to Vegas because Wall is, you know, they got TV shows going on at this time, and they're advertising the championships everywhere, right? So Rockwell's like, are you arm wrestling there? I'm like, hell yeah, I'm going to win this thing.
So they are aware of.
Yes, I'm bringing my people. They're bringing their people too, right? So I get there. When I get there, one of their guys has a bunch of watches. And I'm like, hey, give me some of those watches. I'll have the best guys wear those watches at the finals if they make it there. So I walk up to Rob Vincent Jr. and I said, Rob.
Wait, you were going to save this story.
This is the story? All right.
Dude,
so this is a good place to stop this.
We got to, come on,
This is a good place to stop. This is a good story. Man, it's a good story. All right, good place to stop this.
We hope you like the content. Thanks for stopping by. Please leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe. Now click that little bell icon so you get notified. This was Gary Roberts and Travis Bagent live.
Damn it!
Do something else. Don't ever say them 2 names to